Hello, my beautiful flower friends. I know it has been a while, but I am back with a tutorial. This is not pressed flower based, but it is still a really cool project for you to do. For this project, we'll be taking old, white, plain and boring linens and giving them new life by dyeing them with food scraps. This is going to give it new life for your tablescape, for your wall, and for your gifts, because these are all different ways that you can use these naturally dyed fabrics. Before I show you the process that I did to dye my fabrics, just want to say that there is a correct way of doing this, and then there is my way of doing this. I did this in a way that was very easy, very simple, and low energy for me, and also the resources that I was using. Typically, if you were to botanically dye fabrics, you would do a process before dyeing called scouring. This is a process where you basically boil the fabric so that any treatments or chemicals on the fabric are boiled away, and it makes the fabric more easy to take in dyes. The second thing that I did not do is use a mordant. This is an ingredient that, added to the dye, helps bind the color to the fabric. If you don't use a mordant, it'll just mean that your dye may not hold as well or as lasting as if you were to use it. There are different types of ingredients you can use as mordants, so I'll leave some resources in the description box for you if you do want to do that part of this process. For this first batch, I had to take out all the avocados I was hoarding, put them into a pot, and boil them for about an hour. Usually if you boil it longer, you'll get a more concentrated color, but I didn't want to leave the stove on for so long. After I saw that the water reached a nice deep color, I turned off the stove, cleared out all the avocado shells and pits, and put in my fabric in this old container that I had and poured in the avocado water. Typically what you would do is add the fabric into the boiling pot and keep it boiling for as long as possible, but I wanted to use a method that didn't use up a lot of energy. So I added the boiling water into a container, covered it up with foil, and left it out to do its thing for as long as possible. Then I just took this moment to contemplate life and look up at the beautiful sky. Then I moved on to my second dye. I wanted this to be a nice, darker and richer color than the color that I got from the avocados. So I took out from the freezer my pack of hoarded tea bags. I created the dye concentrate the same way I did the avocados. I boiled it for as long as possible, scooped up all the bits that were not the water, and then put that into the container with my fabric. Covered it up with tin foil and let it do its thing for as long as possible. For this batch, I actually used some fabric that I had previously dyed with the avocados, and I was just mixing that color with the tea just to see what color I could get. I mixed the fabric around to make sure everything was submerged, and then after a few days, I took it out to rinse. And I rinsed it with cold water and until the water ran clear. Then I left my botanically dyed fabric out on a nice and sunny day for it to dry. And this is the final result. Even though I didn't scour or use a mordant, I'm really happy with the color that my fabrics turned out. I would say this process takes a lot of patience, just like with pressing flowers, but the end result is natural and beautiful. That's it for this tutorial. Until next time, take care, happy creating. Bye!